The kite. This odd bird with wings, always outstretched, spends most of its time sleeping in my garage. But there are days when the wind is just right, and the sky spreads open its blue tapestry, and the bird begins to wake from her sleep, anxious to take wind on the moving currents of air. How do I know this, one might ask? Because I, too, begin to stir on these glorious days for want of open space and the freedom to drift as far as my imagination will take me. It is then that I go and lift the door to let out all the winter shadows, and scoop her off the floor and tuck her beneath my arm as we head off for the store. There I slowly let her lift into the moving stream, spooling out inch by inch the thin line that binds us. In minutes she is dancing up high in the clear blue gust, diving and dipping, rising and arcing, racing, swooping, soaring, gliding. With every pivot and turn I am with her, my heart racing, swooping, soaring, gliding. But as I watch her and feel the gentle tug of our line, I begin to understand that there is something holding us back, that this springtime dance needs stretching out, that there is no end to wind and sky, or where or when or what we can imagine. This is too much joy to be tethered to a string. And taking one last look, I slowly open my hand and let us go. Somewhere on this page, you need to write your genre-based thinking job. Remember, this is a poem, so you should write the literal meaning and the deeper meaning. Pause the video and you can unpause when you're ready for the questions. Number 1. Read lines 1 and 2 of the poem. This odd bird with wings always outstretched spends most of the time sleeping in my garage. What does the speaker mean by these lines? A. The kite is rarely used. B. The kite has no appeal. C. The kite serves no purpose. D. The kite is awkwardly constructed. Number 2. How do lines 16 through 21 relate to lines 22 through 25? A. They all describe the movement of the kite through the air. B. They compare the flight of the kite to the flight of a bird. C. They compare the movements of the kite to the speaker's feelings. D. They all describe the nervous feeling in the speaker's stomach. Number 3. Read lines 27 and 28 of the poem below. I begin to understand that there is something holding us back, that this springtime dance needs stretching out. What does the speaker mean in these lines? A. The kite needs a new string. B. The seasons need to change. C. The kite needs a stronger wind. D. The imagination needs freedom. Number 4. Which word best describes the poem's overall tone? A. Comforting. B. Thoughtful. C. Impatient. D. Doubtful. Number 5. How is the main conflict in the poem resolved? A. The winter ends. B. The wind strengthens. C. The garage is opened. D. The string is released. Number 6. What is the central theme of this poem? A. Joy is harder to find the more one looks for it. B. Only when we are free can we be truly happy. C. Happiness comes from discipline and hard work. D. What is joyful to one may be sorrowful to another. Number 7. Read lines 7 through 9 of the poem below. How do I know this, one might ask? Because I too begin to stir on these glorious days for want of open space and the freedom. The author uses these lines to A. to contrast the kite with her dull imagination. B, to explain why she leaves the kite in the garage. C, to compare the kite with her own restless mind. Or D, to invite a friend to come play outside with her. That is the end. This was a very short video, so if you need to listen to the entire thing again, you have plenty of time.